All right, you know what it is. This one here is gonna be for the Detroit call. Everybody been asking me to get one about the Detroit call. So this the Detroit call, John. All right, so don't say I ain't get it to you, man.
Hi guys, welcome to Platinum Cuisines. We're located on the Northern Canal in Freeport.
Tune in to Unique Mecca Audio.
All right, you know what it is. Unique Mecca Audio, man. I'm in the house. This is what we gonna do. We gonna talk about the Detroit call real quick. You know what I mean? Y'all won the Detroit call. But before we even go any further, I'm gonna tell y'all we got a new joint now called Mecca Audio Harlem Machines. But I think it's up under, I know you can find it under Harlem underscore machines. Harlem underscore machines. If you got an old school ride, a new ride, or whatever you want to get on this joint, you could join the car club. Send your picture to Harlem underscore machines. All right, now let me get into my story, man. You know what I mean? Now, this 97, 1997, I'm locked up in ADX Supermax, right? But they just opened up Beaumont USP. Beaumont USP, they call it Bloody Beaumont because so many murders was happening. Because, you know, I tell y'all all this about, you know, Atwater, Victorville, Long Park, the West Coast joints, but Beaumont is in Texas where the gang culture is strong. You know what I mean? And you can't go out there faking because those Texas gangbangers ain't no joke. Let's get that straight. So you youngins, if you want to play this game to experience what I'm sitting here telling you, keep doing what you're doing. But I'm telling you it wasn't worth it. Now, everybody want to go to a new jail. Every time they open up a new jail, everybody want to go to a new jail because the new jails got fluorescent lights. So it's bright in the jail. You know what I mean? So just think about that. You want to go to a jail that got fluorescent lights, you know? Because I'm talking about back then, 97, they only had a handful of penitentiaries. You had like Lum Park, Terry Hutt, Leavenworth, Lewisburg. You know what I mean? These are the prisons that they had back then. And all them joints had little 40-watt light bulbs, you know, that wasn't nothing. I'm talking about 40-watt light bulbs. You know, like this some old powerful new joint. But I mean, it had the little color on it and all that, you know, where it was dark in there. When you go in there, you just know you in hell. You could smell death. You could feel death. You know what I mean? I mean, it's in the air, man. It's like a dark cloud over that joint. I told you my first day at Lewisburg, I witnessed a murder, you know? But everybody want to get to the new jails because it's brighter. You know what I mean? And the new jails, now you go outside. The old jails, you know what I mean? Like you go outside for everything. You know, the old jails, you only go outside for the rec yard, you know, and like Unicorn. But the new jails, you know, like Beaumont, you know what I mean? Lee County, Coleman, you know what I mean? Atwater, all of those, you go outside for all your movements. You know what I mean? So everybody wanted to get to that joint. So that was one of the first joints they opened up. So now everybody want to get out there. So one of the New York homies get out there. You know what I mean? One of the New York homies get out there and, you know, he like to drink. You know what I mean? He like to drink that white lightning and he get real slick out the mouth. You know how us New Yorkers is. He get real slick out the mouth. But he get out there and then you get a Detroit dude come out there. Official New Detroit dude. But I'm not even going to get into his name. You know what I mean? You know, his government name. But, you know, if you're from Detroit, you know what I'm talking about. His name is D. You know what I mean? Official Detroit dude. His name is D. You know what I mean? All he did was work out, cut up, and he was a cold animal in the joint. Didn't take no shorts. But he ran a ticket. You know? A ticket is where, you know, you put your bets in. You bet on a football game, a basketball game, or any sports game, and they got 5-1, 20-1, 10-1, 100-1. So you might put up 2 stamps, win 10 books, 20 books. You know what I mean? And each book is $5. So you put up 2 stamps that cost $50, you win $10, $20. You know what I mean? And you watch the game and, you know, enjoy the game and you sweat your ticket. That's what they call it. You know, sitting there looking at the ticket, keep checking the scores, keep changing the channel, reading on the bottom of the screen, see who winning here and there, and you're not watching your game. And you know it's fun. That's how we pass our time in the prison. You know what I mean? Sweating the ticket on the weekends. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So now, the homie D from Detroit, official dude, you know what I mean? He got the ticket. You know what I mean? Now, he ain't bother nobody, but he was a gorilla. He was a wolf. You know what I mean? But he's running a legitimate business, which is the ticket he eating. You know what I mean? Getting a little, maybe a G a weekend, you know what I mean, in prison money. So that's penitentiary rich. Y'all heard that terminology before. you know. So, everybody put their tickets in, they add it up, and then after the whole game, then everybody gets paid, and whoever lost, he keeps the stamp, and that's how he make his profit. But now, the New York dude, he drinking his White Lightning, and he run out of White Lightning, and he ready to get his drink on again. You know what I mean? He ready to get his drink on. Now, this story crazy. You youngins stay away from prison and coming up off that porch thinking that it's sweet. Because this is what go on in the prison when I'm getting ready to tell you now. So, the homie like to drink. Like I said, he wild out the mouth, but he hit the ticket. So he hit the ticket. He go right over there and go check Detroit D. He say, yo, D, what up, man? You know what I mean? I hit the ticket, let me get my books. I'm trying to go get my drink on. He said, nah, you got to, D, tell him you got to wait till after the game is over, after all the games are over. So I tally everything that, come in, and then I'll be able to, pay the people that hit from the people that lost, so I don't have to come out my pocket. So, New York dude, I ain't going to say his name. He real slick out the mouth. You know what I mean? So he told him straight, I don't care nothing about none of that. I paid my money, I hit the ticket, and I want my money, and I want it now. So D like, yo, slow down, but dog, relax, man. Let me run my business. You know how I do this every week. You finally hit a ticket, and now you're trying to demand to get paid, but I'm telling you, you're going to get paid today, but let all the games end so I can pay you from the losers. You know what I mean? Because that's the way I do my business. You know what I mean? I've been doing it that way. And he's like, man, I ain't trying to hear none of that. I hit the day. I want my money right now. So slick out the mouth, New York. You know what I mean? Like I said, I keep it 100. This is about my car. You know what I mean? So he tells him, man, I want my money now. So when D told him that, man, I ain't got it, man. You know what I mean? Until after I tally everything up, man. I'm sweating the tickets too, man. I'm enjoying my Sunday. I'm watching the game. This is the way all the ticket men running. He said, man, if you ain't got my money by 4 o'clock, you need to go up top. Up top means you need to check in. You know what I mean? So New York don't threaten Detroit. Told him, if you ain't got my money by 4, you going up top. Now imagine you youngins if somebody tell you, if you don't have my money by 4 o'clock, you going up top. Up top means that he going to stab you and run you up top. You know what I mean? Meaning you going to go to war. You know what I mean? So y'all trying to go to war with a dude telling you that he want his money. You know what I mean? So he telling me he wants his money by 4 o'clock. So, D like, man, yo, now you violated because now you threatening me. He said, man, I know what I did, and I'm telling you I want my money. And it goes back and forth for a minute, and D don't do a whole bunch of arguing because he's a serious dude. So D go gets his knife. So he gets his knife and he pushes up on the New York dude and he tells him straight up, yo, what's up? And New York dude sees with the knife, so he makes a run for it to go get his knife. You understand what I'm saying? He did all this talking without no knife because he drunk. He know anytime the police could pull him over for a breathalyzer because they got breathalyzers in there like, they do it out here, you driving. So you can be drunk walking in the penitentiary like we drunk driving out here. So he ain't got his knife on him. D come with his knife and tell him, what was that? And he run to go get his joint. So when he run to get his joint, D on his heels. Bang. So when he runs in the cell, D on his heels, so he busts back out the cell and he get out. So now he in a day room where he got more room, the flexibility to move. So, D got the knife on him. So he grabs the microwave. You know what I mean? The New York dude grabs the microwave and he throws the microwave at him. So as soon as he throws the microwave at him, D hooks the knife at him. So when he hooked the knife, he said, oh man, it ain't real. So he jets back in the cell and tried to get to his joint. When he tried to get to his cell, now everybody looking is crowded and all that, but the police acting like they don't see nothing. Because that's how the police is. They acting like they don't see nothing. Because he ain't trying to get involved. 2 black dudes, dude's got a knife, dude's official. If most he gonna do is hit the deuces. But he figured that we'll work it out. You know what I mean? So when dude runs in the cell for the second time, D runs up behind him and catches him in the cell. You know what I mean? So he hits him up like 7, 8 times. Bang, 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 bang. He stabs him up. So when he stabs him up, dude walks out the cell, and then here come the New York dude come walk out the cell, and he falls out. Drop dead in front of the cell. So now it's a murder. Now, D homie was with him. We ain't gonna say his name, you know what I mean? Because like I said, I ain't even give you D's name, but we using D. So he said, if you from, Detroit or you in the prison system, you know about this story. And that means you're supposed to know. If you don't know, you ain't supposed to know. So now his homie was with him. So when the police come in, they lock the 2 of them up. They lock, D and his homie up, and then they shipped them out to ADX. So now they out to ADX and New York homie dead. That was in 97. By like 2001, 2002, they winds up charging D and his homie with the murder. You know what I mean? So of course, D being a man tells his homie, I'm going to just go ahead and claim this, you know what I mean, to cut you loose, being that they don't pick you up, you know what I mean? And him being a man, because, we got honor, you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, y'all definitely don't understand this, and that's why I'm telling you don't get involved in the game, because this is what honor is about. You understand what I'm saying? So D homie tell him, nah, dog, nobody seen you stab him, because it happened in the cell. He fell out the cell and died. So they have to see you actually put the knife in him. Like they say, they got to be a witness to see you pull the trigger on a murder. So they say, there was no witness to see you push the knife on a murder. So, man, we going to go to trial on it. we going to roll the dice on him because he rolling with his man. That's loyalty. You know what I mean? That's death before dishonor. You understand what I'm saying? So, they go to trial. So now when they go to trial, dude blows trial. You understand what I'm saying? Dude blows trial. They both get found guilty, and they gave D the death penalty. You know what I mean? But they didn't give his man the death penalty. You understand what I'm saying? So they gave D the death penalty and didn't give his man the death penalty. You know what I mean? So being that they didn't give his man the death penalty, D got to fight this death penalty now. So now he got this death penalty over his head. So he uses his PSI, you know what I mean, which is the probation sentencing report. So they call it PSI, where they put your criminal history and everything that's going on up in there. And in his criminal history, it had that he didn't learn to walk till he was 5. He kept falling over. You know what I mean? Every time he tried to walk until he was 5. So they had it that he was a little, mentally touched, and in his PSI from his court sentencing. So he used that to his defense in this murder he caught in the joint. So when he used that for his defense in the joint, you understand what I'm saying? It worked. You know what I mean? And it worked because the Supreme Court came out with a case saying that in order to get the death penalty, your IQ had to be a certain amount, and you know what I mean? All this with the IQ and all that. So being that he kept falling over at 5, and it was already in his pre-sentence report from 8 years ago when he went to trial, they turned around and they took the death penalty off him and gave him life. You understand what I'm saying? But now when he gives him life, now he's trying to free his man. Check out how it play out. He trying to free his man, so when it comes time for appeal, he puts in the appeal. You know what I mean? And when he puts in the appeal, he writes an affidavit telling them that his man ain't had nothing to do with it, that he's the one that did it. You understand what I'm saying? And that, they should cut his man loose. And he's taking full responsibility. So, of course, the appeals court said that, nah, you're trying to free your man. We ain't going to let you do that. You know what I mean? Both of y'all got found guilty. We got a verdict. Brother, you through. You know what I mean? So his man got stuck. Now they both doing life. You know what I mean? So if you youngins want to get involved in this, you do that. You know what I mean? You go on the street, you keep breaking the law, and you keep doing all that. I'm telling you it's not worth it, because these are the codes that go on in there. And it's a no telling, because you tell you're going to get hit up, and you get hit up so bad that they can airlift you to the nearest hospital. Airlift is when you can't be driven to the hospital because the nearest hospital is too far that could treat your vital, wounds. So they got to take you in a helicopter to hurry up and get your ass there to save your life. So imagine you on a helicopter in prison, handcuffed to a gurney, and you laying down there taking your last breath for life, and you all up in the air with all these police around you, and they trying to fly you to a hospital to save your life. This is all a part of the world that you're trying to enter into. That's why I'm telling you don't enter into that world, because you ain't trying to do that. You know what I mean? I got an old saying, when dudes act up, I'll be like, yo, dude, you keep trying me, and next thing you know, you're going to be laying down, counting the lights on the ceiling. You understand what I'm saying? Thinking, why did Unique do that? What did I do for Unique to do that? When I'm telling you, I'm getting ready to put you on your back. You know what I mean? So I ain't trying to let you count the lights, man. So go ahead. You understand what I'm saying? But, that's where that is. So now he gets found guilty. He gets off the death penalty, but they both got life. You understand what I'm saying? But of course, now the New York dudes, you know what I mean? The homies, they want get back. You know what I mean? So they go and they stab a Detroit dude in the back, and he got crippled or something of that nature. You understand what I'm saying? because they had to get back. So now you got two dudes doing murder, and then now you got somebody else that have to retaliate, you know what I mean, for the car, you know what I mean? And they went and stabbed him to risk getting murdered again. You know what I mean? After they just witnessed this dude get 2 murders, and it was all over something that had nothing to do with them. But bottom line is, you can't let nobody put their hands on somebody from the car. Only person put their hands on somebody from any car, you know what I mean, or supposed to be able to put their hands on them, is only people from that car. That's how the GDs roll. That's how the Serranos roll. That's how the, you know, Border Brothers roll. That's how the New York roll. You know, that's how Detroit roll. That's how Dirty South roll. Ain't nobody putting their hands on nobody in your car except for your car if you feel you need to discipline them. And yeah, you hear that word, discipline. Picture another man disciplining another man. If you want to enter that world, keep doing what you're doing. I'm telling you, it's not worth it. If you don't believe me, go on and do it, and I'll see you in 26 years if you're lucky enough, you know what I mean, to beat your case and come home like I did. You know? But don't think you're going to go in there and live no good life. That don't work, my brother. You know what I mean? So that's why we got the t-shirts for the youngins that don't understand, that want to just keep talking. If you get picked up, you know to follow the rules. And these are the rules. Go to AuroraandHarlem.com and cop your shirt. AuroraandHarlem.com and cop your shirt. You know what I mean? Or you can email me at MeccaAudioBusiness@gmail. But get your shirt and get these shirts to the youngins so that they can't say that nobody never told them the rules, because Unique Mecca Audio done told you the rules and branded it on the shirt. So don't forget, you know what I mean? Cop your shirt, man. You know what I mean? There's no way they can say they didn't know. And make sure you cop your book of Rowan Harlem, man, if you want to know about the crack era. You want to know about selling drugs. That way you don't have to go out there and sell drugs. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't got to go sell drugs, because you can read a Rowan Harlem and read all about how I screwed my life up selling drugs. So I'm telling you I screwed my life up selling drugs. And I had to spend 26 years in federal prison. I was doing life plus 20 years with no chance of parole, and had to wake up every day with that for 26 years until God blessed me and they knocked on my door, boom, 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 and said, you're going home. I'm going to make a whole video on how that felt when they did that. But y'all ain't ready for that yet. You know what I mean? But I'm telling you, don't get involved. Don't do it. It's not worth it. So don't say nobody never told you, man. Don't say nobody never told you. You know what I mean? Now, before I go, remember, Harlem_machines. If you want to join the car club, get your cars up on the Instagram page. So send your cars. We're looking for, like, you know, old throwback cars is what we're looking for. But if you got a new whip that's fly with the rims and all of that, and you want to join the car club, you're more than welcome. We're going to have ride outs, you know what I mean, down to Midtown Manhattan, through Brooklyn, Queens, Bronx, out Jersey, you know what I mean? We might even go down to Philly and DC, you know what I mean, with the car club. So send your pictures to Harlem_machines. Don't say I didn't tell you and miss out on that. But now, with all that being said, I want to let y'all know this for the youth, man. Share this video with the youth so they understand that this is real in the prison, man. Dude was with his man when his man got talked to real greasy, you know what I mean? And his man had to put his work in. Because he was his man and he was just standing there holding him down, he got picked up for the murder. You know what I mean? His man wanted to free him at the beginning, but he told him, nah, we're going to go to trial because they didn't see you hit the, push the knife. You understand what I'm saying? And then now, they blow trial his man, try and write the affidavit to do what he said from the beginning to free him. And the appellate court said, nah, we got 2 blacks for 1, so therefore we ain't taking that. Then they gave my man the death penalty, and he had to go through his paperwork and show him that he couldn't walk from he was 5 years old. It took him 5 years to learn to walk properly because he kept falling over because his equilibrium wasn't right. You know what I mean? So that was already in his original sentencing report. So he used that for the death penalty, and the Supreme Court made a case saying that your IQ had to be a certain amount before they could execute you. Now, if you're trying to get into this world to comprehend this crazy ass story I just told you, keep doing what you're doing. But I'm here to tell you, don't do it. It ain't worth it. Get out the game, because all of us in it, if we could do it over again, we wouldn't have got involved. So we don't have to wind up in this situation and make these choices. So this is for you to share with your youth that you see out there with the mask on and, you know what I mean, and bout it and carrying their pistols and all that. They got a whole new world for you. You see these cages behind me? Imagine living in here for 10 years where every day they lock you in at 9 o'clock at night and they let you out at 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, and you just walk around that little cage behind me with 100 other miserable men. Just look, only thing for entertainment or you know, to know what's going on in the world is this television. This television. Because all it does is tell lies, man. Because everybody's up there like, you know, they on Instagram borrowing people clothes and money to look good in pictures. You know what I mean? So go on and go watch your Love and Hip Hop and all that. You know what I mean? And your, what's that, Jersey Housewives and what's that girl named Lil Snooki? They got all that to keep you company, you know what I mean? For 20, 30 years. You know what I mean? Or let's not forget the sports. But I've been on here too long, man, so I'm about to tap out, man. You know, just make sure you share this video, hit the like button, and subscribe, man. All right?
Hi guys, welcome to Platinum Cuisines. We're located in Freeport on the Nordica Mile. Just wanted to introduce my partner, Amy.
Hi guys, how are you? And this is my sister-in-law, Diana, another partner. I just ask that you come support our minority-owned business. We serve Asian fusion, Caribbean cuisine, and we have a beautiful restaurant located on the Nautical Mile in Freeport, New York. And we're asking that you come check us out and also make sure to tune in to Mecca Audio TV.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime. Fresh out the can of 26, yeah. Heat back on the strip, getting back in the mix. Yeah. What he mentions a gift. Bruh. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Real. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Yeah. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Real. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca Audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spin a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, you we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can give back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the root men.